we would prefer to not have kids on the continuum of risk, if at all possible. But we recognize that's not possible because kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things. I started saying that, we wish, at least from the FDA's perspective, that kids were not entering into the continuum of harm, but once they're there, how do we care for them? And, our messaging is prevention based. And so we're trying, we certainly acknowledge that teens are teens and that they are experimenters. If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful. But vaping alone, especially if you've never been a cigarette user, vaping alone is not benign. And so we try to give them that frame of reference. And what I would say is kids are incredibly smart. I'm sure both of these gentlemen, I'm sure, see that. And they have a crap detector a mile wide. Like if we were to message proactively to teens that vaping is not as harmful as smoking, there are people on both sides of that argument, right? Mm-hmm. One is you could just give them the facts and let them make the decisions. The other side of the argument is then you're getting rid of all the protective factors and you're kind of giving them license to use. And so, we have not tried to tackle that directly in any of our proactive messaging. But when we get questions specifically in social or direct message, that's when we have that one-on-one dialogue.
Right.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
I learned it by watching you. Hello, and welcome. We're here to do the thing that we do every Friday night to entertain, inform, and educate, and probably piss you off a little bit. That's sort of Kevin's modus operandi. He likes to piss people off. I try to stop him. I really do. But he's a bad boy, and he's uncontrollable sometimes. Uncontrollable. And he just admitted to me backstage before the show that he's teaching his grandson bad things. But anyway, I want you to remember that. Like he's a bad role model. Don't be like Kevin. Don't be like Kevin. But anyway, let's bring Kevin in.
That's fine. Speaking of frame of reference, I didn't tell you that I said he
did it. You did it.
Bullshit.
You did it.
So
he learned by watching you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Mom always said don't play ball in the house. So Jeremy said the F word. Logan said the F word. So see that's where your concept fails. Jeremy
No.
said,
because Jeremy learned from you, and then
that's what happened. And then Jeremy said,
then he taught it to his child. So it all trickles downhill, dude.
Yeah, they sat down and had cookies and talked about cuss words. So he said the F word. Logan said the F word. Jeremy said, "What did you say?" Because we were snickering already, and he said, "Oh shit!" instead.
Bad grandpa. Grandpa.
Out of all the things he could do.
Your wife probably said something like, "Kevin,"
no,
and you said, "Oh shit."
Than we did.
No. I'm talking about in the past. That's where he learned "oh shit." Was when your wife probably used your full name.
She never.
Women when they get angry, they use your full name.
No. She's never been that angry.
Not ever?
No. I say
so
yes, dear, you're right.
They're already bitching that your volume is low, Kevin.
I haven't done a thing. I can
move closer to the microphone, or move the microphone closer to you.
There's that better. A badoo, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's better.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm very soft-spoken.
I think you're trying to talk quietly so that nobody in the house can hear you.
She's the only one out here. And she snickered at me because I'm soft-spoken.
Snickered like a candy bar?
I'm soft-spoken. Yeah.
Are you like a
Chocolate.
diva unless you have your Snickers?
I just have to have my caffeine.
Well, and your nicotine.
The most used psychotic in the world. Psychoactive, psychotic, I don't know.
Well, you are psychotic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste
I don't
like
know if I
it.
enjoy hearing you moan and going,
See, wrong. Soft-spoken, big tweeter. Thanks for noticing. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
We were almost late because of you.
No. I was re-wicking. I had to re-wick before I went live, and I just got the tank. We were not late. We were exactly on time.
Oh.
Actually, we were 20 seconds early.
All right.
So there.
I trust you.
So, but that gave me 20 extra seconds to play the crab and the Reefer Madness guy.
Yeah.
See?
I like the Reefer Madness guy.
It all worked out perfectly. See?
Yeah. I'm going to try to get Logan to say, I don't like you, Patrick, but we'll see how that works out next week. Sunday. We'll do it Sunday.
What are we doing on Sunday?
I got him to say win the day already.
Oh.
So,
Well, you need to put him in a Zoom with me so that I can teach him some better words. I'll teach him Spanish so nobody will know what he's saying.
he says supervising. He doesn't say it well, but he knows what he's saying.
Supervising?
That's right.
Supervising?
What do you got? Just all links tonight?
Well, I didn't put any. Normally, I put like smart aleck comments.
I know, you didn't even blame me for anything? Or...
No, because I didn't use any of the links that you sent. Those are the surprise links.
Oh. I thought you just didn't like me.
No, I just did a quick Google, like for the most recent hoo-ha. And I actually I named the show tonight eNJOY. And I didn't even put a link to eNJOY's marketing orders and failure to market orders. But you remember a few weeks ago, I was over here using the eNJOY daily.
Yes.
And
do you really use it daily?
No, but it still works.
Have you recharged it?
No, it's not. It's a disposable.
Oh, good.
And today,
that's pretty good then.
They received their marketing orders for the 2 plain tobacco flavors.
Hoo-ah.
The regular tobacco and the extra rich tobacco.
So that means it can directly compete in the convenience stores that it's already in, and that'd be great.
Well, they're legally allowed to be in the convenience stores that they've been in already.
Yeah. I
So.
just said that. What did I just say?
I just heard somebody fapping really fast back in the
That's
background there.
Freaking dog. You want him? I'll send him down there. Take the dog.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a, I don't know, 35, 40-pound pit terrier. Or terrier pit.
What is a pit terrier?
I don't know. He looks like a...
That just sounds... I feel bad for if the terrier is the female in that situation. I feel really bad because...
I never thought of it that way.
And if he was if the terrier was the male in that situation, how did he have a stepladder? I mean, how did that work?
Know. That's what the vet told us, or the pound told us, whatever.
The eNJOY has not once fallen off the table, bastard. It has not.
You stick it in an ashtray.
No, it's right here, right there on the table.
I put them damn things in a cup so they wouldn't roll off the table.
You know, I am tempted to go and buy some more and just keep them here, but that would mean that I actually have to go to the convenience store, and I actually just go to the gas pump and pay at the pump and then leave.
Well, because people.
Because, yes, I hate people in general. It's just the way it is. So, are you aware that in New Zealand there is a talk show, a girly talk show, kind of like the View, but in New Zealand, and it's called Loose Women. I'm not making this up. There's an actual show in New Zealand,
Loose Women,
or Australia, one of those two, like island. I think it's New Zealand though, called Loose Women, and they did a segment about vaping this week, and I thought I need to show this to Kevin. So I'm gonna show this to Kevin.
Y'all just take a break and grab your hydration.
Yeah. Excuse me while I whip this out.
A government report into smoking that recommends a series of curbs to make Britain smoke-free by 2030. So they've got a whole raft of suggestions, including...
Oh, maybe it's British. Maybe it's British.
Chair, by the way. Including raising the legal age to buy cigarettes each year so that eventually nobody can buy them, banning...
Now, they're talking about Britain, and that chick clearly has a Scottish accent, but Tom says it's New Zealand.
So, the sale of cigarettes in supermarkets and online, and stopping people from smoking in nearly all public places. So it's a whole bunch of stuff to basically make us smoke-free. Do you think it's going to work, Jane? Finally get rid of cigarettes?
Well, it would be a nice thought, wouldn't it? Because ultimately, I'm never really a fan of banning anything. I do believe in choice, but do you choose to get addicted to cigarettes? No, I don't think you do. And I quite like, even though my initial thing was like, under 21, well, they should be able to do what they want. But this is all about not getting kids hooked onto a product that then becomes the lifelong addiction, isn't it, really? So it's only a good thing. Yeah. My worry then is that...
A lifelong addiction to a thing that's not harmful.
Cradle to the grave.
We drink water and we
like
have
that.
That's a habitual thing that we have to do. And oxygen, we're sort of that's
involuntary.
It's not, and that's actually involuntary. Yeah.
Don't understand.
What's happened now is that a lot of the tobacco companies they've moved that potential for addiction from cigarettes to vaping. Yeah. So now we have this huge vaping market worldwide. And if you look at vaping adverts, it's all kids being cool. It's like sort of...
All right, Kevin.
Yeah.
Have you seen any vaping adverts?
Yes.
Adverts?
About a gazillion of them from anti-smoking bastards. Yes, I have. And they all show, brainworms and kids being cool.
Yeah.
Or primarily, they show white kids that look like they're 23, with stubble and, all that other shit, in or beyond their pimple years. And on occasion, you'll see a person of color on those, but primarily white.
It's like a sort of a smartphone advert, colours and music and young people and yes, they're not as harmful as cigarettes, but
okay.
And she has a degree in what?
She said something truthful. Okay.
I know.
All right.
Isn't it just better to just not have anybody addicted
Well, the thing is, it's
to
been kind of
nicotine
caught
at
in
all?
the middle, hasn't it? Because as we have progressively been trying to get rid of cigarettes, which has been going on now for more than 20 years, trying to get rid of cigarettes, e-cigarettes were introduced as a way of getting...
20 years? Kevin.
I learned ash has been around.
What year is it now?
The year I was born and ash, or we're the same age, What year
So
is
it's
it
like
now?
80?
Yeah, 2022, sir. June the 10th.
So
Okay.
if is Ash the same age as you? So that means that we've been fighting for 80 years.
Well, it is better than, smoking, but
But
See-
she doesn't even know how long they've been trying to fight smoking.
well, they keep switching back and forth because the same gaggle can't talk all at once.
Does she not have a teleprompter? Does she?
Fuck.
those smokers
surely.
off of cigarettes into something less harmful. And the NHS still says they can be effective for getting people off cigarettes, but there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of regulation in that sort of world. And as you say, Jane, it's just exploded.
I mean, if you
So
It's just
UK, the UK, they have a lot of regulations.
Too many. Yes.
They have like
Beyond.
capacity. You have to have your product registered. They expect some sort of there's testing.
There's a limit on nicotine
Now it's
strengths.
it's significantly cheaper to register in the UK and than it is here. They do have rules though. They have plenty of regulations.
They're doing it righter than we are, but they're not doing it correctly. Period.
Well,
Either way.
yeah, but still, I mean, they are still allowed to be on the market.
There's completely serious progress in comparison to
And
us.
only 10 ml bottles.
Yeah. All the other.
Yeah.
You look at that, right? So 2016, the worldwide e-cigarette and vape market was $3 billion. 2020, $15 billion.
And growing. Yeah.
And growing.
And what does that tell you, ladies?
That we're helping people quit smoking.
What does that tell you, ladies?
15 billion though is still a pittance.
Well,
pittance.
you've shown that. It's like in the
It's tiny.
tobacco market's like 380 gazillion or something.
It's nothing.
pennies.
It's nothing compared to tobacco, compared to liquor, compared to plenty of other highly regulated adult industries. It is nothing.
That show young people having a good time.
I loved smoking so much. It was like a bad boy lover that I kept trying to leave, but then I kept getting drawn back to him. I tried to give up so many times. I did everything. I spent a fortune, hypnotised, everything. It is such an addictive thing. Mark gave up alcohol, and the last thing he actually managed to give up was smoking, because it's more difficult than giving up alcohol. And so anything that helps us not become addicted to an extremely dangerous, I think is good. And I don't think it's about freedom of choice. Like you say, Jane, it's about these companies pushing a highly addictive, very dangerous drug.
Well, that's what...
Highly addictive drug.
But it's safer. It's
highly addictive drug.
Bullshit.
So Chris Whitty has said, and he's very clear about it, he says that the cigarette industry will make this a debate between health and freedom, but it's a dishonest debate.
It is
because,
a dishonest debate.
these kids at a young age, they become addicted at a young age. It's not really freedom of
But
choice.
what's so dishonest about it is very quietly at the back is becoming the vape, like it's an epidemic. My children tell me about what the actual vaping situation is with kids. They're vaping in school, they're vaping everywhere they can. Both my daughters have said they've never been in a newsagents where somebody has refused to sell a vape. Why does a vape need to be candy flavoured, bubblegum flavoured, blueberry flavoured?
And they're almost ending up having more nicotine.
Because I like blueberry? Because I like those things?
You better
Actually, I don't, because I like... but I actually did. I got a little bored, so I'm using Nanaberry right now from Orchard, from the Five Ponds guys.
Yeah.
I had to. I'm switching it off.
They had what'd she say? She loved that cigarette like a bad boy or something.
Yeah, a bad boyfriend that you can't get rid of is what she said.
Well, you know, because
Yeah.
obviously you can do it all sorts of places now that you can't smoke.
Well, they know within
aren't
their
they
groups.
less
They know
harmful?
kids
they are.
that
They haven't got the carcinogens. Yeah.
They know kids that have passed out from the amount, because these little
Oh,
bar
dear
things that they
Lord.
put into they hold 500 puffs of a cigarette. And my girls were saying sometimes in an evening they will get through multiple bars, these kids. Now the thing is, it doesn't taste disgusting, and like the girls were saying, what happens is everybody's sitting around and it becomes almost a game. Blowing rings, and they're taking in so much nicotine, which is bad for the brain, bad for the lungs, as we know. The other thing that really worries me about this vaping is because it's socially
Very
acceptable,
reassuring.
I think
isn't she?
So what I'm really concerned about here, though,
Aside from their
is
psychotic,
the
episodes.
UK is like the one island of halfway decent logical thought, and these loose women, these loose women. I'm not making it up. That's they're calling themselves that.
It's on the screen.
Are on TV now. They're using all of the same PAVE mom talking points, and they're gonna do the same thing in the UK that they did here. They're going to turn the consensus thinking on vaping into an evil thing.
And
they did it very shortly, very quickly. Misinformation has brainwashed the masses here.
Well, yeah.
So
parents vape in front of their children in a way that they just wouldn't.
But it's been marketed as
with
not
fags.
harmful, but it has still got nicotine in
Nicotine.
it. But look here,
Well,
last year,
it's not
7% of 11 to 15-year-olds have vaped.
That's
So that's becoming, and then the 30%, by the time they get to 18, it's 30%. So those figures are only going to go
But it's a lot more
There's
than
just
that. Like,
something in
it's
us
a
that
tape
wants to get
practical.
addicted,
Yeah,
isn't it,
I
to
think
something?
the issue, look, with anything where they're trying to curb, whether it's health, whether it's financial issues, and now it's the smoking, it's good that we're seeing that there's issues and they're addressing it. But I feel like now with this smoking, like you're saying when it comes to vaping, that it's been advertised in a way that it looks fun,
It's
it looks
cool.
exciting, it's cool.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed from people I know who stopped smoking.
Kevin.
Well, before you ask the question.
I have to ask this question real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna do. All right, here we go. All right, everybody, I want you to look at Kevin.
Oh God.
Now, does Kevin look cool?
Well, I've got all this beautiful clusterfuck stuff. Right
I think I do. I have to ask. Does Kevin look cool? I don't.
Wait,
I don't believe that Kevin looks cool.
Before you go further, I think this is another case of watching four Karens in a gaggle.
Yeah.
Being upset about other people having fun.
How dare you enjoy your life when I have to be I have to be up here and be unhappy.
Have you seen Meredith? Her face is like a resting bitch face, complete.
Look at this young lady that's on the screen right now.
Yeah, she looks like she's having fun.
I can't. I mean, she's got googly eye. Like one of her eyes is going a little bit in the wrong direction there. But, none of these women look like they're enjoying life.
Well,
to me,
it's all about the fun, Patrick.
Yeah.
She
Have
looks
gone
like
to vaping.
fun.
That addiction to smoking, they're now just addicted to the vape. And I'm not necessarily talking about the smoking of it, but what colour vape they're having, what different flavours they're getting. So we are just passing the buck when it comes to addiction and not dealing with actually the foundation of why people are getting addicted to these
I
things.
think it should
And
go on
this is what happened-
prescription
Yeah,
for a
but-
short amount of time. And the only way I gave up smoking in the end was to have cessation therapy, which is to actually understand
Sex
why
therapy.
I was
Why?
smoking. I was using it.
Exactly.
So a lot of people watching this would then say, where does that end? Because alcohol can be addictive. So do we then also, stop people from drinking alcohol until they're 20?
Oh, I hate this woman already because she said ban alcohol.
She's like the devil's advocate incarnate. What?
Well, we give very clear
It's
guidance
tricky.
on alcohol, don't
It's
we, in
tricky.
terms of the age,
Well,
the
guidance
minimum
needs to
age,
be on
in
the
terms of
vape
how
as well.
much
Well,
you should
minimum
be
age
having.
of a vape is 18.
But like Nadia says, how
Yeah.
often is it enforced?
Yeah.
Whereas we're very strict in terms of trying.
Okay, so is
Oh,
it
look
the
at that.
vape's fault or the cops' fault? Whose fault is it that the laws are not being enforced?
Patrick, we're not allowed to talk about access enforcement or compliance.
I will say
Wait, I'm
whatever
not.
the F I want.
To enforce alcohol, and also we know
Yeah.
how much alcohol is safe and is not. I've no idea how many vapes are safe. Do these kids know
Wait a minute,
how many?
Can you back that up? Did she say we know what parts of alcohol are safe?
No, we know how much.
Oh, we know how much.
Much.
Enforced,
Yeah.
whereas we're very strict in terms of trying to enforce alcohol, and also we know
Yeah.
how much alcohol is safe and is not. I've no
So we know how much alcohol is safe.
When she falls on the floor, it's not safe, and when she stands up, it is. Michael's like, damn.
So is the same as a now Kevin doesn't drink.
I will on occasion enjoy a alcoholic beverage,
Not
and I
but not
encourage my
frequently.
friends to. No, not very. I haven't had one this year.
Right. So
Yeah, it's very rare, but I will.
as a fairly large man who has drank a lot,
Do you know where safe is?
is the same amount of alcohol for me safe for you?
No. In
See?
my opinion, no.
No, you'd be falling over.
no idea how many vapes are safe. Do these kids know how many
Exactly.
bars?
Well, I mean they keep saying high levels of nicotine, but they have a nicotine cap in the UK.
Well, not only are they getting, I don't know, they're probably going to.
But these are the same talking points that PAVE.
Yeah.
I mean, they're using the American PAVE talking points.
Meredith's in there.
Bars are safe? I have no idea.
Thanks for sharing that, you fuck.
See, I purposefully I showed it because I knew that you wanted to see that.
Oh my god! Look, you got the thunder down under all riled up.
I know, right?
Look at that.
Tom and Bruni are both
Mike's going to bed.
hopping mad at you, Kevin, for making me show that to you.
They're hopping mad at me. Michael's going to bed. You stressed the man out that much.
I know, and he hasn't even seen the good stuff yet.
Double
He's
plus
gonna miss
good,
out.
Dave. Double plus good.
He's gonna miss out. So
Oh, you're just going to go right straight into another one. Okay, good. Was that
What-
actually like a coven?
have we been kicked off of Facebook or something, or of
I don't know.
YouTube?
I don't know. Why would we say that?
I don't know. I keep seeing people say I have to go over to YouTube and make sure that we're still.
Dave said you're evil. On
No,
YouTube.
I saw that YouTube are Nazis and
What?
yeah. Are we not live on YouTube? I haven't received any.
Yeah, we're live.
I haven't seen any notifications that we have
You're
been.
It says you're
Well-
back. Bruni said you're back.
Why were we gone?
Because you suck.
Huh. It says that the stream was off for a few minutes. Oh, I bet you. I bet you.
The
We
FDA
gotta-
muted you.
I bet you. Let me switch over to my other account to see if I have a copyright strike
For what? Oh, for the video?
for playing that video.
They can't do that fast, can they?
Yes, they can.
Really?
Yes, they can.
Okay, duly noted. Streaming suspended for policy violations, Tom said. Huh.
So yeah, if you're playing a copyrighted thing for too long,
Yeah.
but normally if you pause it to commentate, you're fine.
We didn't pause it long enough? Or-
I did pause and made snarky comments throughout, so
We're sorry.
we might lose our channel tonight because Because there's more.
Just a little more, or a lot more.
We have more, but wait,
Okay.
there's more.
Oh,
You'll love this one. You'll love this one. This is this one's funny. This one's good here. So let's show you this one.
Scientists know what happens to the heart when people smoke, but what happens when teens vape?
Local 5's Connie Feldman shares some.
Now, I have to preface this.
yeah.
I have to preface this, Kevin. I'm gonna share this. I gotta go over here. I gotta share this article. That I think is funny. So it says here, vaping heart risks for teen boys.
Just the boys. Okay.
Just the boys.
Already it's amusing.
Right. So let's go back. Let's go back to the video.
Findings about the impact of vaping on teenage boys.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, more than 2 million American teens used vape products last year. 25% of those teens reported vaping every day. Now, new research shows what happens to the cardiovascular system of adolescents, especially boys, when they vape. For years, experts have warned about the dangers of smoking. Scientists know much less about vaping. Now, researchers at the Ohio State University College of Medicine are testing the impacts of vaping by using teenage mice.
We study mice.
I muted you. Teenage mice, Kevin. Teenage mice. Okay, let's keep going.
That are 3 weeks old, so equivalent to 12 to 15 years.
3-week-old mice is the equivalent to a 12 to 15-year-old human.
I wonder if they rumble and bumble down the hall as they're told to go to their rooms. Just like a 12-year-old. Oh, now you got Mallory all cussing.
I know.
The researchers exposed the mice to an e-cigarette mixture that includes nicotine in a lab enclosure that automatically releases a puff of vape once a minute.
So we do this for several hours per day, 5 days per week.
Several hours per day, 5 days per week.
A puff of vape.
So
can't you figure out how to say something like that better?
Yeah.
And we expose the whole animal.
The mice were exposed for 2 to 3 months, the equivalent of about 15 years in humans.
When we
continuously
2
until
to
they're
3
dead.
months is the equivalent of 15 years.
Until they were dead.
We need, Kevin, we actually need to find a rat expert or a rodent. What is a person that has PhD in rodentology? We need a rodentologist to answer these questions about ages of mice.
exposed adolescent males, we had significant cardiovascular effects.
But researchers say the heart function was not impacted at all in the female mice.
Because they don't have any hearts. They're females.
It's safe for females. What? YouTube stream disappeared.
I have not received any notification
Everybody refresh.
that I'm a bad boy.
It's on my.
It's on my YouTube or on my YouTube.
My Victor share screen is fine so far. Thus far. And I see Tom and Rog both commented on YouTube, so yeah, we should be good. So
I'm seeing it.
So the correlation virus is full in my state. Now I promised. I don't often do that. A individual here in Ohio who alerted me to the James So I don't know if this is the James part of Ohio State or State of Ohio or whatever the fuck they're college. But I backed off on Twitter because I was unaware that there was a bit of a relationship at the time. I don't think there is now, but I don't know if this is them or not. Either way.
I'm actually just zooming through the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. I see the unavailable, suspended for policy violations at 9 minutes, but it's live now. There hasn't been any further shenanigans.
Oh, now you got Cerny here, who I've never seen before. Welcome.
Yeah.
And she snirked.
We have
for joining.
We have made new friends. We've made new friends.
Well, with policy violations and all, we must.
We might, yeah. The porn bots will be next.
Jesus.
No, normally it waits until there's like 30 people in here, and then we get the porn bot. So if we drive enough people away, we won't get porn bots tonight.
So women are nuts and men are stupid. That's the way I.
And I'm still trying to figure out how a 2 to 3 or what's it? Yeah, a 3-month-old mice is equivalent to a 12 to 15-year-old human.
Well, it's tobacco control math.
Where is that chart?
It's right after the ethics portion of your tobacco control manual.
But they skip that portion of the tobacco control.
No, it's right after it. You probably will miss it because it's not there.
Yes. It was edited out for expediency.
Well,
one theory is the female mice had much higher levels of an enzyme called CYP2A5.
The theory is that this enzyme, being much higher, was able to break the nicotine down much faster.
A similar enzyme is also present in women. Next, scientists want to learn if that offers women protection from vape-related heart problems.
The researchers say even if women's hearts are offered some additional protections from vape products, it doesn't mean vaping is safe for girls. Scientists still don't know the impact on developing brains and other body systems. And that's your health.
Don't know.
We just don't know, Kevin.
Patrick.
We just don't know.
Patrick. Can you make these people stop saying a couple of those things like brains and we just don't know?
I can't make them do anything, dude. All they do is they block me on Twitter. I'm very unpopular.
I can't understand. Is there something about using copyrighted stuff if you critique it? I don't know.
No, normally you're allowed to, as long as you if it's like a review or a critique. I mean, if you go to YouTube, you'll see thousands and thousands of videos of people listening to music and pausing and making comments because they're reviewing. We were reviewing that talk show. Was all we were doing.
So we should start by saying we're going to review this video that you might see as a copyright infringement.
No.
Oh. 9 out of 10.
They call that a reaction video. If you look on YouTube, you'll see tons and tons and tons of reaction videos. Maybe I need to put that in the title of every one of our shows. There may be reaction videos included.
And other cuss words. So we don't know what happens to the brain, but we do know that it's evidently, it's my theory because the doctor has a theory. I have a theory that smoking evidently is safer than vaping because he isn't sure.
Well,
that's the way it seems.
70% of doctors on the mud ball that we live on actually believe that nicotine causes cancer.
I knew that was coming that time.
I tend to not put much credence into what doctors say, and I work in healthcare.
Well, nurses are way smarter than doctors are ever going to.
Don't say that. My wife will hear that. And then she'll lord it over me. Even your friend Kevin. Even Kevin knows.
Fucking smarter than freaking doctors.
Oh, that's not saying much though.
And I like a few doctors in our little space, but
those are PhDs. Those are not medical doctors.
Nurses are way smarter than doctors in a medical hospital setting. That's what I mean. And yeah, if that includes your wife, then you're damn right. You'll get over it.
Yeah. Okay.
She's smarter than you anyway.
So there's a Karen, Kevin, who is very upset that her 21-year-old child caught himself on fire because he put a battery in his pocket with loose change.
I've warned people not to set themselves on fire and get on the news on Twitter hundreds of times. Hundreds, probably, if not thousands by now. I've blogged about it. Stop doing that.
So I
Try
mean,
not to set yourself on
we have done a lot of work. We've done a lot of work trying to tell people, your batteries need to go in a little thing like this. That's what we have these
for years gave those away, or $2 or something.
Battery boxes to prevent your pants from exploding.
I have a question. What age is the age of consent? What age is the
No. The age of majority is not the same thing as the age of consent, Kevin.
Majority. Let's go with majority. You know what I mean.
You'll be getting people call you a pedophile if you're talking about the age of consent.
Meant.
Age of majority.
Yeah, age of majority. That's what
is 18.
18. So 3 years past the ability to vote, mommy is mad.
Yes.
Karen. Is it Karen?
Yes.
Is her real name Karen? Please tell me her name's Karen. Oh.
I don't know, but we'll get in trouble because, there is a Karen that likes to leave comments every time you say something about Karen.
I love our Karens. I don't like the other Karens, like the one before you showed me earlier.
So now check this out, Kevin. This is
continue to be used by young adults despite the possible medical repercussions down the road.
Now, how if they're illegal, how exactly are they, smoking in vast numbers when it is clearly illegal?
How do they get them?
And convenience stores should not be selling cigarettes to kids.
There must be something to that.
Yeah.
Fontaine Glen spoke with a local mom whose 21-year-old son was severely burned on his leg after a vape battery apparently exploded. Now, a warning tonight, some of these images may be disturbing for some viewers.
Yeah,
he was literally screaming on fire. He's like, help me, help me. I'm gonna cry.
Now, this girl here, this mom, she went to the Amber Heard acting school where you learn how to cry without actually having tears.
Oh, now we're going to get a strike.
I did mention the wrong person's name.
It's hard to believe that something like that could happen.
That's Jennifer Warwick describing what happened to her son when his vape battery exploded.
Generic Vape Pro.
Oh, yeah.
In his pants pocket, burning about 90% of his leg. According to a study, over 2,000 e-cigarette explosion and burn injuries sent users to the emergency room in 2018.
You wouldn't think for a second, like you just 1 second drop in your pocket, boom, your leg's on fire.
Because you're not supposed to put it in your pocket.
1 minute.
And if you do, it needs to be in a plastic box so that the loose change or keys in your wallet or your pocket don't cause the battery to short out. This is pretty common sense stuff, Bill. 1
minute he's blowing vape clouds with his vape bros, and then the next minute he's got a little jingle in his pocket and
his pants are on fire.
And then there are the more often talked about medical concerns. With each puff of an e-cigarette, doctors say, especially in teens, the toxins and metals being inhaled into their young.
The toxins and metals. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
He's not mature enough to do this, is he? I got a little change in my pocket.
Going jang-a-lang-a-lang. I actually love that song.
I wonder how proud Mom was when Zippy quit smoking.
Don't tell me no lies and keep your hands to yourself, Kevin.
And there's another strike. Cut it out.
Lungs can leave lasting effects.
The big concern is not only at risk for addiction, but the components. There's certain biochemical processes that we don't really have a good understanding.
This is a fucking doctor just saying that there are biochemical processes that are happening in the body that we just don't understand.
Now look at his face. Does he look like he's an expert when he says he just doesn't know? He looks like he's had way more caffeine than me.
I have no respect for a doctor that says that there's a process that is going on in the human body that we don't understand.
Well, because we can talk about it, but as long as we say we don't understand it, we can alleviate any
He's
and
a
all
fucking
questions.
doctor, and he's talking
is
about the thing that he went to school to study.
To practice. He's practicing.
Yeah, he needs
It's
to
an
practice more because...
It's an ongoing moronic thing, Patrick. You've been around them. you know. Start talking to nurses. They're way smarter.
I mean, I only have a master's degree.
Yeah.
I have a bachelor's degree in anatomy and physiology. I have a master's degree in forensic anthropology. And I understand, in general, every process that occurs in the human body. In general, he should as well as a doctor.
Here's what I know. You don't buy beer. You just rent it. Because the biological process, you expel it. Pretty quick for me.
You're processing it. You're taking out certain parts, and including you're adding on other things that are filtering out of your body as you're putting new things into your body.
Even I'm smart enough to know that. You keep a little and you give the rest away.
Yeah.
You don't buy
Standing up, but we do know that these e-cigarettes contain toxins as well as metals.
In 2019,
toxins and metals, Kevin.
You know, when I'm sitting
toxins and metals,
our local RTA bus spewing diesel fumes, and the Walmart trucks and the other trucks, and I just go
toxins and metals.
He spewed more toxins and formaldehyde than I did while he spoke.
Well, the words that he's spewing are actually making people stupider, so therefore they are toxic to intelligence.
Yes.
So
in Pennsylvania moved the age to buy e-cigarettes from 18 to 21 years old, excluding veterans and active military members. As for Noah, for the past several weeks, he and his mom have gone back and forth from...
He looks so cool, Kevin.
Wait, but look how happy the kid is. And
I want to grow up and be just like that. I want to have one of those affliction T-shirts, and I want to be cool. No, it's one of those like.
But he's got the boots. I mean,
trendy.
Why does he wear safety boots? What is that about?
Because those are cool now, Kevin.
Oh, I thought it was less harmful on your toes when you drive.
He's a legal adult human being
who evidently can drive now.
And,
or at least poses as he could.
And make choices for himself.
No.
And mommy is on TV. I guarantee you, Kevin, that this trailer park queen will be filing a lawsuit
against us.
On behalf of her 21-year-old son.
Well, thank goodness there are moms
with
that really care.
Her attorney will be the local ambulance chaser. That's probably her brother or cousin or both.
Well,
Union City to UPMC Mercy, Trauma, and Burns.
Yeah, they do have pronounced foreheads there.
Center in Pittsburgh.
When he was in the hospital, it was heartbreaking. I mean, the pain is excruciating. If you've never felt a burn, I pray you never do, because these burns are so deep.
Fontaine Glen, Jet 24, Action News.
Those burns were superficial burns, by the way. I am that those were not full thickness burns.
Where was this at?
Pennsylvania.
Well, that's not even really. Well, you're from Pennsylvania.
I'm not from Pennsylvania. I have lived in Pennsavania, but I am really not from there.
That's not an inbred state, is it? Because
it's just as bad as Ohio.
Is it? I'm not from Ohio. I'm from Massachusetts.
That's even worse.
I know what's worse. What are you telling me for? The mom must have swallowed a vaping mouse. Squeak.
The teenage mouse.
Everything we've shown so far, thus far, has been more dangerous than vaping. So far.
Yeah, I'm sad.
We don't condone this fodder, but we have to show it to you.
I didn't even get a like a warning or anything. I have to.
For what? What do we do? Dying in?
I want to be famous. I want to have like the actual cred to say that I have received a channel strike on my channel, because I constantly see vape bros on social media saying they canceled my channel or they removed my videos or something, and I've never had that happen. And now all of a sudden I got silenced for a minute there. I want to be one of the cool kids,
Is that like peer pressure?
Yeah.
Sort of. Patrick, let's get banned. Let's get suspended.
No, not yet.
We're gonna slowly.
I just started a new channel. I have to wait for that channel to get bigger before I.
All right, so you can flop over. Okay.
I got my comic book channel over there hiding just in case I need it.
You see, I retweeted you, by the way.
I did.
All right.
I did. We had fun last night. We had like a 3-hour comic book covers show. We just showed cool comic book covers, and we're like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah.
Mallory, thank you for inviting her, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah.
We love more people. Well, if there's more Patricks, we're not really going to condone that, but it'll be okay.
I don't know about love, but slightly less hate.
I can't hate you any less. I have a certain level that I need to keep.
That just keeps you warm, huh?
The cockles of my heart have to be balanced correctly.
I don't want to know anything about your cockles.
Of course you do.
I don't know anything about your cockles. That just sounds dirty.
Did I tell you I touched Fig's hair?
What are you
looking for? Yeah.
I'm going now to make sure that I have done, made sure my whole channel should be age restricted. Pretty sure.
My friend Patrick thinks that I'm the bad influence on Logan for cussing.
Probably. See, your wife even agrees.
She didn't agree. She loosely agreed by saying probably.
She agreed with me.
No, she didn't agree with you. She doesn't like you either.
Well, she doesn't.
Oh, and Dustin said something at like 2 a.m. Dustin said, "I'm doing the microwave thing. Patrick owes me $5." Just so you're aware.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm double checking. I'm double checking the. Is this allowed? Are we age restricted?
Age restricted.
I have the channel marked as not for kids. That's the.
Well, you should.
That's the same thing, right? As
we got little
age
displays
restricted.
like this. Yeah.
This is not for kids.
Yeah.
I would not want children watching me or listening to my foul language.
Age of majority is who I want. I want
not the age of consent, because in in like Alabama that's 12.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What about their? My uncle used to do that. What about their brains though? At 12, I don't understand.
They're not fully developed.
So if they're not fully developed by 25, that just brings a lot of questions.
Hey, I know some people that are 40 that their brains haven't fully developed yet.
Well, we have alleged professionals who we question daily.
Yeah, I know some people
Caliph is 70-something years old.
So I got another one. I actually got another one.
Well, stop trying to get us banned.
If we get banned, I can just go to bed earlier.
It's reverse psychology. That's
Yeah. So,
Regents.
So watch this. The following segment is sponsored by.
In part. What's with the pills? Oh, that's the commercial part. We want you to be sick, and we've got pills for that. Oh, look what happened here.
So air freshener, breath mints,
a toilet roll,
and a toilet paper roll with a rubber band and some toilet paper over the end.
What are they strapping up to shoot up fucking vape? What are you talking about?
Well, I thought for a minute there he was holding hand lotion, and we all know what that's for.
No, Patrick, do tell. Look at the concerned Karen.
Now he's got Monster Energy drink. Is that also a sign that kids are vaping because they got Monster in their room?
Well, if they have pimples or don't have pimples is the sign. How come there's no sound? Are you keeping from? She's a intervention specialist. We should hear what she has to say.
Well, you were mumbling, so I paused her so I could hear what you were saying.
I can't hear it. You have no sound. No sound.
So
strike if there's no sound.
11.3% is just over 10%, right?
Yes.
So that would be
less than
11 out of 100 kids.
Yes.
Okay, just checking if my mathematics was going right in my head there.
You know you're the only one listening to it, though, right?
Now, that's an old. I'm wondering where they got this stock footage because that's an old school mech mod right there.
Yeah. Are you purposely not letting us hear it? Are you purposely?
It doesn't just seem less harmful; it is less harmful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you muttering.
There's no sound on this at all.
There's not?
None.
Why didn't you tell me?
I told you 3 times.
Ay, Dios mío. All right. I goofed up.
Oh, did you? You've made an error?
It happens.
Screaming Karens. Send all comments and complaints to. See,
if you're a Karen, send all complaints to. Now, see, Mallory just now told me there's no sound because I forgot to click the little button that says sound.
I'll say sound really close to the mic next time.
I can hear you now.
You can just hear me now? Well, it's because you were listening to your own show.
Well, I could hear you back here in the background like this. I couldn't make out what you were saying because it was way down here like this. Híjole. All right, now let's do this again because this is important.
By Regions Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon.
There are tools to tackle an addiction epidemic. Information and intervention on vaping was the goal for parents who showed up in Battleground. As experts told us, e-cigarettes
Hey, does it have sound now?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay.
are no longer a fringe substance, K2's Evan Schreiber reports.
And then you start seeing these things. Signs to watch out for with the dangers of vaping. They were on display at Battleground at Chief Middle School, where parents were even able to walk through a mock bedroom demonstrated by Battleground police to get answered.
I just talked with a lot of parents who have a lot of questions, and so giving them answers and also helping them to know where they can go to get the answers that they need, I think is great.
Questions about the most commonly used tobacco product, e-cigarettes. And the CDC says in 2021, at 11.3%, nearly 1 out of every 9 high school students.
So they're saying 1 out of every 9 high school students. So wouldn't you say at 11%, it would be 11 out of every 100. That's what I was asking.
Back that up. Dave said 30 round mag. Did they show a mag?
No.
Okay.
I think he was talking about the mech mod that the young lady was, when I asked about the when I pointed out that it was a mech mod.
Gotcha.
Where was it at?
Yeah, I don't know anything about them.
It was stock footage. It's not a 50 cal.
Gotcha.
So I don't
Robin.
recall seeing any bullets.
Robin's in there. I was thinking there was. That's what I thought he meant by that. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
All right.
On the cop's chest.
3%. Nearly 1 out of every 9 high school students reported using them. Carrie Kohler said she's been discouraged by recent trends as cigarette use among kids.
There. That's the mech mod. But now they're saying that the cop's chest has a 30 round mag.
And I wonder how many times Officer Bob there has gone into a nicotine bust to bust. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Well, I recognize that.
Yeah, that I don't know if it's 30.
I don't either.
But
if you hear any weird noises, it's my wife killing the dog.
I heard her say something, but
something about in a car. I don't know. She's gonna kill the dog.
Trends as cigarette use among kids had been dropping.
They knew how bad it was for them. But then with vaping, that was a new thing, and it seemed less harmful to them. And
it doesn't seem less harmful. It is less harmful.
The girl in the back's had enough of her bullshit. She's packing it up.
She's reaching in for her 1911.
so that's the way that kids are getting hooked on nicotine now.
Joy Lyons works in substance use prevention in Southwest Washington and urges parents to have a meaningful conversation with kids about the harm because Lyons agrees that the message of just say no is not working.
They're already taking risks. That's what their brain is right there to do that.
There you
and
go.
Telling them just say no is teens tend to want to challenge that.
Instead, the message now is connection is the best prevention.
It doesn't feel like it, parents, that kids definitely still listen to their parents and want to know what their parents have to say about things. So if we can start that conversation often and early, then that's the prevention done at home, which is perfect and the way it should be.
Evan Schreiber, A2 News.
What she meant to say was, listen, kids are outsmarting you. Stop letting them.
Well, I mean, but she's just parroted what the chick in my opening from the e-cig summit 2 weeks ago, where they said all of our messaging is prevention based. We haven't spent any effort in talking about harm reduction,
right?
Any of that.
And it's not prevention based. It's emotionally charged advertising. That's exactly what it is.
But their whole mention is all about abstinence only.
And that's how that worked out for us.
Yeah, I mean that's why you have your
stoner kids.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say that, but I was actually gonna go more along the lines of you're a grandpa at such a young age.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you keep saying I'm old. Now
I know. I was trying to slip that one in.
I was gonna let it pass, but I decided against it. Why? I don't know how many cops have said they've busted people, unless they've tased them or beat them with vapes. Right?
I have video.
The other part of that is, why aren't they talking about opioids? Why are they distracting people purposely against the other real, literal issues that suicide, depression? You got 2 years of lockdown. You got kids who are watching their parents be depressed, I'm sure, who have all kinds of, what are they, adolescent problems, and then you're just adding on to this rather than the real stuff.
Teenage angst.
This is such complete bullshit.
See, that's Kevin. We were never teenagers,
No.
and the world was a completely different world when we were teenagers.
Yes.
And as people from bygone days, we can't possibly relate to teenagers today because we don't know what stress is, Kevin.
You don't know what it's like to be.
Just saying.
Different stresses, but the same stuff.
The same drama.
Same parents.
The
same
kids
peer
pick
pressure,
on
same
me.
Everything.
My girlfriend just broke up with me.
Oh. Chugga's, look at Chugga's comment. Put that up there. Read it real slow.
Oh, I get to read it real slow. Okay. Interesting claim. Science shows that the teen brain actually tunes out their parents' voices and gives it low attention compared to children's brains, not because teens choose to, part of rewiring.
It's just the way it is. I trust that young lady's statement right there more than I trusted so far the 3 freaking videos you've shown.
Well, because we know that if she's watching our show, she's highly intelligent.
No, she's highly intelligent and she happens to watch our show because...
No.
That's
one is the cause of the other.
I am not blind, David. That's not true. I just saw that.
And I don't have hairy palms either.
And these are just reading glasses. My palms are fine. These are just reading glasses. I can read that. But I can't see Yolanda's statement below. I didn't listen. Did you listen to your parents?
No.
Did you listen to your teachers?
No, because I was smarter than most of them.
Well,
see, because that young lady, no, because that young lady in that video was using a mech mod, I have stepped up into the Illuminati.
Now we're gonna
mech
get
mod
banned.
now. As long as we don't show any links, we'll be okay.
Oh, the Illuminati thing. All right. So far, you've taught me that these fuckers don't know much of anything, really, honestly.
There's no science to their science, Kevin.
I was going to say, I haven't seen any of these 3 items yet thus far from those people. Lots of hypothesis. I got scurry in my...
Lots of scurry words, Kevin. Lots of scary words.
Scourge.
Actually, this is a quite nice vape, actually.
You like it? Is it good?
Yes.
Does it make you happy? Do you enjoy it? Are you having too much damn fun on the show at the time?
No,
that
I'm
you're
not allowed to
actually
have any fun,
publicly-
Kevin. No.
Oh my God, I'm going to call somebody. Don't make me call people. I'm going to call Dr. Glover. That's what I'm going to do. She'll straighten your ass.
She is quite fun.
She'd go straighten your ass out.
No, she'd have fun with us. She would go bot shit.
That's who I want to be my doctor.
She's not a medical doctor, Kevin.
I know, but that's who I would want to. That's the epitome of who I would want for a medical doctor.
Speaking of the state of science, Kevin.
Is there a state?
Yeah,
Multiple
watch this.
states.
This will get you, and this is not a video, so we can't get stricken for that.
All right.
So it says vaping injuries associated with long-term respiratory problems. Study finds. Let me hide the current. Let me hide this. So I have more screen to read.
Possibly.
A new study found that patients with e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury had a higher risk of developing respiratory disability, cognitive impairment, symptoms of depression, anxiety, and PTSD within 1 year of their injury.
You should just stop right there. That's what I meant.
I'm talking about the state of science, Kevin. This is somebody actually had to conduct a survey or a study looking at the damage caused by eValley.
There we go.
And state that those people were at higher risk of developing respiratory disability.
You think?
Now, we've looked at those chest x-rays, Kevin. That kind of damage does not heal. Now, as far as the cognitive impairment, it would depend on how long their blood had low O2 levels.
Yeah, their oxygen has to.
Now,
See,
as far as symptoms of depression, if you lose a significant amount of lung volume and you can't go out and frolic anymore because you're a young person with the lungs of a 90-year-old,
because of a decision you made as an
because
adult?
of bad, illicit, black market THC cartridges with vitamin E acetate, yes. Now,
So
of course, you're also going to be anxious because you're worried that if you do something strenuous, you could, hurt yourself.
Well, you
And then
can't cope with
obviously
rabbits.
you have the post-traumatic stress of being, injured and being in the hospital, which is kind of, bad.
Well,
so, yeah.
And all the disappointment in your mama's eyes is also
right.
Yeah, well, because that's probably part of it.
Well, mamas can't beat their kids anymore like my mama could. But anyway, an Intermountain study found that patients with e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury, eValley, had a higher risk of developing a respiratory disability, along with the higher risk of... So this is just repeating the same. This is within 1 year. Okay. Patients were enrolled prospectively within two health systems, Intermountain Healthcare and the University of Utah Health. Outcomes of cognitive function, depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress, a respiratory disability, COVID-19 infection, pulmonary function, and vaping behaviors after 1 year were assessed. There were 73 patients with eValley who participated in this study. A 12-month follow-up period between July 2020 and August 15th, 2021 was observed. The patients were mostly male, 66.7%, and had a standard deviation age of 31.1, 11 years. So,
and
20 to 31. Most patients did not need the intensive care unit at the start of the study. That was 59% of participants. So they only had 73 participants, by the way. I said that earlier. But anyway, after 12 months, 39% of participants had cognitive impairment. 48% reported respiratory problems. Depression and or anxiety was reported in 59% of the participants. And 64% reported PTSD. COVID-19 infections had occurred in 6.4% of participants. Wow. Many people continued to vape despite eValley, and only 38% quit entirely. Younger age was associated with reduced vaping behavior post eValley.
So, vaping doesn't cause valley, vaping doesn't cause COVID, and nicotine doesn't cause cancer.
Nicotine vaping does not cause any of those things.
Just throwing it out there.
Black market illicit THC vapes with vitamin E acetate do.
And evidently they cause depression. I'm a parent. If my son said, I was fucking around with some bad shit and I almost died, I'd say, well,
I would say that is a very traumatic event.
Are you okay? Is this going to be long-term effects? Is this, are you going to do it again? Simple shit. What are your decisions? Because you can't shit where you eat. You got to play nice with others, and you have to make good decisions. Really.
Well, you can shit what you eat, where you eat, but it's not suggested, Kevin.
But But I, in some instances, could possibly, may, or might turn into a Karen when I'm concerned about my child and now grandchild. But
now, Kevin,
they're making decisions.
Your pothead son,
for themselves.
Does he vape his pot or does he smoke his pot?
On a less than normal occasion, he will once in a while. There's some dabs going on, which just to me, I'm
Dabs?
an old fuddy-duddy. Yeah, I'm an old fuddy-duddy. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, you do this,
Now,
and then you do
see,
that, and then you do this. and
that
I'm like,
dab
what is
terminology
wrong with
must have changed because when I was younger, dabbing was combustible.
Oh, really? See, I did skip mine.
That is not a new term. They have just redefined what that term means.
I think she's going to tape the dog up now.
I thought she was just going to hold your butt cheeks together and tape those together.
While I'm talking to you, yes, she likes that. So he still will on occasion. He's got the torch or whatever, and then and I'm like, why are you guys working
Now,
so fucking hard?
Is he putting in a glass pipe? Because that's crack.
It's not crack. I smelled crack once in the cab. You know when your heater, well, you're in Texas, you don't have a heater. When the heat turns on in the winter,
the first time, and it's got dust on the elevator.
Yeah, that's what I smelled, and I'm like, get the hell out of my car. So
wait till you smell crystal meth if you haven't smelled the process of crystal meth.
Never ever, no, I have not that I'm aware of. No,
Just the actual lab itself. Like you can smell a crystal meth lab from like half a mile away if you know what you're smelling.
Is Dave calling us clowns? We're chuckleheads.
I would never cut his toenails for one thing. I am anti-trimming other people's nails.
So
that's not part of my my expertise.
I'm just so old that you rolled a joint and that's all you could really, and maybe a bong here and there.
Hey, I'm so old. I learned how to use an apple in a beer can.
I was gonna say a can, yeah.
I've used a beer can before too.
In a tree. I've heard things like trees and other.
I don't want to blow. I don't want anybody walking by and going, "Why is that guy sucking on that tree?"
You do you. I don't care.
So, I mean, they wasted money doing an analysis and a survey.
I got a question.
That logic could have answered all of the questions.
I got a question they didn't answer, unless it's at the bottom, and we're not going to get there anyway. Did they find any new cases of E-Vali?
According to your friends at PAVE, it still happens, Kevin.
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still pervasive. There's
so
still
sorry.
Hospitalizations and people dying from E-Vali, even now.
I apologize directly and right now to every Karen on that board of directors for making them anxious. I really do. My apologies.
I never apologize for anything, Kevin.
But you can't handle your fucking kids that are 21.
Not Caleb.
I can't handle my 3 and 28-year-old.
So, if David wants David wants me to trim his nails, I have my nail trimmer here.
Well, mine's got. Never mind. Never mind. It would probably cut the. Well, are you going to file them and then I'll trim them with this?
No, I'm just gonna hack. This is a machete.
When you're done. I'll just trim it up with this little thing when you're done. You'll be all right.
Somebody told me that if you show a knife or a gun on your YouTube channel, that you're gonna. But there are YouTube channels where people are actually shooting.
Yes, there are. This is a tool. Sorry, it's a tool. So is that other thing you talk about? It's a tool.
Yes, it's for clearing, brush and cutting people's toes off.
No, your other weapon you spoke of.
Oh no, those are all of my lost weapons. All of my all of my things that disappeared in that boating accident.
Yes. Jesus, we must have been on the same boat.
Well, I mean, I live right here
I
on the
think-
Gulf. You know, there's always
I
there's
think we
always
need a bigger
boating
boat.
accidents.
I think we need a bigger boat. That's what we need. We need a bigger boat. There, I wasn't trying to mumble. Is that like a Taco Bell infringement? Hey, quick quiero Taco Bell. What?
I have no idea what you just said.
I don't
But
either.
we need a bigger boat is actually a Jaws copyright.
That's Jaws, yeah.
We could get in trouble for that.
I'm getting confused over which coffee I drink.
I know. Now, we mentioned that during the video that we apparently got muted on for a minute for policy violations.
Yeah. So
we
let's go for
mentioned
another.
the change of perception based on advertisements, based on messaging from public health peoples and things like that. We have an analysis of that. Actually,
good.
We actually do have an analysis of that. So, public perceptions of e-cigarettes versus cigarettes harms influence population tobacco use patterns. So this is a new study led by researchers at the American Cancer Society shows perceptions of electronic or e-cigarettes as being more harmful than cigarettes by adults in the United States more than doubled between 2019 and 2020, and perceptions of e-cigarettes as less harmful declined between 2018 and 2020.
Well,
The study also found that increase in cigarette smoking prevalence 2019 to 2020 was restricted to those who perceived e-cigarettes as more harmful than cigarettes, while increase in prevalence of e-cigarette use was restricted to those who perceived e-cigarettes as less harmful. So what they're saying is, our messaging about the harms of electronic cigarettes has actually made people think that e-cigarettes are more harmful than cigarettes, and that people that took up smoking did so also believed that vaping was more harmful than smoking, and that people that took up vaping believed that vaping was less harmful than cigarettes. So,
see how that works?
prevalence of dual use of both products increased only among those who perceive these products as equally or as harmful. So there's a bunch of idiots out there that believe that they're as harmful as each other and they dual use. There's people that vape that know that vaping is safer than smoking. And there are people that smoke that believe that vaping will cause cancer and you'll die.
Just a minute. Cerny, I appreciate the shout out. So what you're saying is the people...
She says that you're getting double fisted. What?
The people who were giving... What the fuck are they doing with 2019, 2020, and 2018, 2020? Stop it! The people that were saying they were more dangerous are the people
are
that
smoking.
Did this, and caused people to smoke directly.
Yeah.
Are the people that did the study. So I want you guys to, if you hadn't caught that yet on Twitter from me or anybody else, these are the people that did what they're doing. And now they've... Oh, Mike's in the room. I got to be a little louder. The people that are doing it are the people that are studying themselves.
Yeah, they're giving themselves a pat on the back for the success of their misinformation and redefinition of the English language. Like they're patting themselves on the back and saying, "Yes, our brainwashing worked."
That's right. Because they don't expect us to
we
find
have
these
successfully
things.
socially engineered these people to believe whatever we say.
They don't think we're going to find and critique this stuff.
So, Cerny her brain went to the same place as mine when they mentioned double fisting. I'm just saying.
Well, I do like coffee. Oh, good Lord.
So, yes, The results conclude or coincide with the e-valley or e-cigarette or vaping use associated lung injury epidemic and the COVID-19 pandemic. The data was published today in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. While all tobacco products, including e-cigarettes, pose a risk to the health of the user, major health events such as the e-valley epidemic in late 2019 and the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 paved the way to new smoking e-cigarette health risks.
Pave the way.
Pave. During this
Clearing
time,
the
the
way.
quality and type of information individuals were exposed to may have shaped how they compare the potential harms of tobacco products, which in turn may have altered tobacco use behaviors. No. Your brainwashing, your billions of dollars buying off news channels to pay for paid pieces that we highlighted like 3 shows ago, showing you how disingenuous those news articles are, those paid news articles. Yeah.
I knew there was going to be commentary after that period. That's why I just went like this. Because I knew it was coming.
So, I mean,
wow.
They're just patting themselves on the back saying, woohoo.
Let's do it again.
We made people believe a lie.
So when the Valley started, there was scuttlebutt and little messages back and forth. This is what they've been waiting for.
Why are you talking about your butt? Quit talking. That's your
scuttlebutt. I don't have coffee in my butt no more. So when that happened, they went woo-hoo! Look at this, and then COVID just flipped everything around.
Let's take advantage of.
They couldn't have had
this tragedy.
Yes.
And fill our coffers because people are going to be so scared they're going to want to donate money to us.
In our day, that would sell papers. This is going to sell papers.
If it bleeds, it leads, Kevin.
It's never, ever going to flip, and we can roll with this. Oh, shit, there's COVID. So that's what happened. 2019.
Thank you, China.
Spring of 2019, they were really, really just full steam ahead. Rolling down the hill.
Hey, Kevin, you do know that we have a Son of Liberty Radio T-shirt store?
What?
You do know that, right? Yeah,
no.
We do. With T-shirts that I designed.
No.
Yeah. So
goodness.
So I'm wearing one right now. This is the "Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God" T-shirt. That's available. That's available way over here on the bottom of the store. Way down here.
Vapors, coffee drinkers, everybody. They'll fit you all. Every one of you.
Oh, there's so many options because I know somebody complained about 5XL. So 5XL is available in one of these shirts. The Fight the Mind Control Menace T-shirt.
Yes.
Nicotine enhanced.
Mike points out in the chat room that their job security depends upon them not having enough to be conclusive.
No, they are actually now concluding. They're making conclusive statements. The doctor said in the video that we played a while ago that there's bioprocesses going on that they don't know what's going on, but vaping is bad because it's full of toxins and it's addictive and it's got metals in it.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking they're probably just about to the point that they already normally look stupid, but they're tired of looking stupid. I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere near over, but
I didn't even know that the Philippians was a real place anymore.
I don't know. It's above my
That's
pay grade.
that's a book in the Bible, Philippians.
I didn't know that either.
Have you never read the Bible, Kevin?
I was thinking Fallopians. I don't know.
No, that is not biblical.
How do you know?
But I wouldn't say that the Philippines has embraced vaping. There is a bill right now that's okay. It's not great. But you got to realize, my wife is from the Philippines. The politics in the Philippines is extremely dirty. It is literally the most corrupt government in the world. And all it takes is somebody to come in and write a big check, and that bill will disappear. It will.
And your wife is smarter than you.
And Duterte is still in power, even though somebody else has already been elected, but they haven't been sworn in yet. He could still veto the bill, and he has been extremely vocal about vaping and having vapors arrested.
Yeah, he wanted
he wanted to kill drug users, not drug dealers, drug users. Like he was like, he's like, if you have somebody in your neighborhood that is a drug addict, kill them, and I will
customers
protect you.
Gone. You want your customers out.
So yeah, no. And then the new guy that they elected is the son of the deposed, the deposed tyrannical guy, Marcos, that was deposed in the 80s. It's his son.
Oh, the shoe people, right? The shoe lady and the.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, it's the child of Ferdinand Marcos. Yes, they have there's a whole passel of those kids.
There's a gaggle. There's a flock.
Yeah. So supposedly Marcos.
Yeah.
Ferdinand Marcos. His political opponent was a newspaper writer. His last name was Aquino.
Okay.
Marcos supposedly had Aquino assassinated.
Damn.
Then there was some skullduggery happened. The CIA had to step in and remove Marcos and moved him to Hawaii. And then the very next president was the wife of the newspaper reporter that was assassinated.
Well, that's fair.
Now that created a political dynasty. The Aquinos are either TV actors in the Philippines now or politicians. And Bong Bong Marcos, the newly elected president, is the child of the guy that had the Aquino dad killed, and all of the So it's crazy,
It's like a Sopranos episode.
It is very much like a mafia drama where you have two competing families, and both of them are corrupt as hell.
It's like tobacco and anti-tobacco.
Both of them are corrupt as hell. Everybody liked the Aquino wife when she was president because everybody felt bad for her because her husband had been killed. But yeah, that whole family's.
I say bring back the shoe collection.
I think we should just put all politicians up against the wall, but
How tall they are. Yeah, that's what I want. What? Have we mentioned how much we love our people that are in our chat room today? Yet?
Some of them.
What?
Yeah.
And you know who you are.
I'm not, we don't want to tell the ones that we don't like. That would be rude. I mean,
I like them all except you.
This guy, we love him.
Speaking of never mind.
I'm still upset that he has ice in his wine. That just
stop judging.
That
Karen,
ice in
Karen,
that
calm
that
down.
just waters the wine down, man.
Calm down, Karen. Hit the microwave, would you? Yeah, I am.
Pizza pocket time.
Hot pockets.
Hot pocket.
Hot pocket. I thought that was a really nice way to show our friends off right there, that photo.
Well, that's if other people would buy T-shirts and wear them and take pictures, then I could show them too.
Mark wore one down to D.C.
Yeah, I know. I've showed it too.
He talked to a couple Karens and did all kinds of fun stuff down there.
Yeah, and he took his jacket off so he could show the "I don't like you" shirt.
That's right.
And you know that's a limited edition shirt because somehow it fell off the store. It's not in the store anymore.
Shit, I didn't even get one.
I know. I have to
Imagine
put
me
it back
paying
in.
with a
I
picture
still
of
have.
myself.
I still have the graphic, Kevin. I can upload it again. I don't know why it's not on the store anymore.
I should
though.
get that as a tattoo. I've never had a tattoo.
You should get a nicotine molecule like him.
Oh. Maybe I could infuse it with a little nicotine, like they did the blooded with Kiss.
In the Kiss well, you know that's actually an urban myth. They did actually put blood in ink for a comic book, but there was a printing mistake, and it was used in the wrong book.
So there's blood on other people's hands other than
yes.
Kiss.
So the bloody ink did not get used in the Kiss comic book. It got used in a G.I. Joe comic book.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like Spider-Man or something.
No.
All right, go on with your bad self.
Oh.
Tell me what else you got as a surprise.
I have to pre-rub stuff here. There, it's already semi. So
sound on Zippy.
Yes, but I don't. There's no video on here. But anyway, this says a rare vape pen with meth mixture found in Ohio.
Well, how did I miss this?
What the hell are you doing there, Cambridge, Ohio, Kevin?
No, I'm not near Cambridge, but either way.
Calling it a rare and dangerous substance, the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office said it has never seen something like this before. A vape pen containing methamphetamine.
Oh my God.
The sheriff's office first found the pen, also known as an e-cigarette, when deputies searched someone after arresting them on Thursday. Detectives did a field test on the flavored nicotine oil in the pen, and the results came back positive for methamphetamine. The sheriff's office said it then sent the mixture to the Central Ohio Drug Enforcement Laboratory for more testing. Within a day, the lab confirmed the vape pen had methamphetamine concentrated in with the nicotine. This is the first case reported by officials in southeastern or central Ohio, and the first case that the laboratory came across for the 6 counties it conducts tests for.
And nobody died?
No. A detective for the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office told NBC4 that the meth nicotine mixture was street made rather than bought in a store, and that people may be trying it for a different kind of high since it mixes a depressant with a stimulant.
You think?
The sheriff's office said that this kind of combination can also be extremely dangerous. While the vape pen containing meth is the first of its kind case for law enforcement in central Ohio, it's not the first time that the pens have been used for the drug. In what Utah school officials called more than one incident, the Sacramento Bee reported in 2019 that multiple high school students had vape pens tested positive for methamphetamine.
Yes, they did.
Okay. The idea of using vape pens to inhale illegal drugs is also something that prompted scientific research within the same year. A study published in the National Library of Medicine website tested just how efficient using vape pens for meth could be, going as far as using as to conduct an experiment with one. Methamphetamine was successfully detected in the aerosol produced by the Kangertech Aerotank. I have one of those. It's old.
Well, it's breaking science, you know.
Yes. Utilizing an e-cigarette to aerosolize methamphetamine allows users to vape the illicit drug in public without suspicion. The sheriff's office recommended people wanting, if you really want to do methamphetamine, just get a diagnosis of ADHD.
Yeah.
And they'll give you some and it'll be a pill.
And then you can check the news to find out how you can conceal it better.
Yeah. We don't have to conceal it. It's a prescription then, Kevin. And it's a pill.
Oh, my God. All I know is I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. Not the people
really
doing
don't
what they're
know.
doing, the people that are reporting it and studying it, because the word study is used very, very loosely along with research. It may, it could, or it might.
There's a lot of buzzwords, Kevin. Now, we covered this FDA, this new FDA project where they're targeting Native American youths. We covered that like a month ago.
Yeah, of course.
But suddenly I see a lot of people sharing this, and the reason is because they had a webinar this weekend, a 1 hour long webinar.
Was this the Karen one?
Huh?
Was this the one with the Karens?
What do you mean the Karens?
I'm sorry, PAVE.
No, this was the FDA.
Oh, okay, all right.
Had a webinar for Native American.
All right,
and it's called Next Legends.
Let's continue to promote stupidity.
Yeah.
Via our government.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jen Benoza, and I'm the campaign director in the Office of Health Communication and Education at FDA's Center for Tobacco Products.
Now, I'm going to show like 1 minute of this. This is a full hour long. The link to the YouTube of this is in the description of this show. If you want to watch the rest of it, go ahead. But I'm not doing the whole thing. But
you got to wait till we're done.
Yes.
I'm pleased to welcome you to the launch of FDA's latest public education effort called Next Legends, a youth e-cigarette prevention campaign. The goal of the campaign is to educate American Indian and Alaska Native youth ages 12.
Now, I'm not trying to be insensitive here.
You're not. What's wrong with you?
But she said American Indian, and I don't know if that's appropriate. Is that the proper verbiage?
Is campaign proper?
I don't want to get in trouble for being insensitive. I thought it was Native American is what we were supposed to use. But
I honestly don't know anymore.
About the harms of vaping through unique branding and tailored messaging, both created to inspire a new generation to live native strong and vape free. Joining us to present this campaign to you today are Dr. Robert Califf, FDA's Commissioner, Michelle Mattal, Acting Director of the FDA Center for Tobacco Products, Dr. Loretta Christensen, Chief Medical Officer of the Indian Health Service, and from the Center for Native American Youth, we have Cheyenne Brady, Senior Programs Manager, and Tristan Black, a youth leader. We're fortunate to have such a distinguished and diverse group of speakers who will offer a variety of perspectives about the Next Legends campaign and the issue of youth vaping prevention in American Indian.
So I'm just wondering, this, does it seem to you that now my wife is Filipino, right?
Yep.
And Filipinos tend to socialize within their own community.
Right.
And they tend to be more trustful of people from their community versus people from without their community. So my wife is less trusting of white folk than she is of Filipino folk.
Right.
So does it seem to me, because does it seem to you that they've stacked their panel?
Not really.
Because what's her name is not there. That was at the summit. And a lot of the so Loretta is a member of the Navajo Nation.
Yeah.
Brady is I can't read it, but she's
Senior program manager.
the bottom line, she's from one of the nations as well, and Tristan,
Navajo, I think.
Yeah. So,
So.
And I'm just wondering. I mean, obviously, I guess that's not. It's pretty logical. They don't trust the whiteys.
And for the record, Jem Venoza graduated from the University of California, Berkeley with communications, political science, and sociology. Just to know who she is.
Yeah.
She's an
in Alaska Native communities. We'll begin with remarks from each of our speakers, and then you'll have an opportunity to ask us questions. And now please welcome FDA Commissioner, Dr. Robert Califf.
Thanks, Jim, and hello, everyone. I'm excited to help kick off the FDA's new Next Legends campaign today. FDA's mission is to protect and promote the public health, and this campaign, with its focus on educating young people about the harms of e-cigarettes.
So this campaign is all about the harms of e-cigarettes.
You can kind of see the shit running down the right side of his mouth if you look close
So
enough, everybody.
why are they not talking about the harms of smoking and the relative risks involved with vaping?
I'll take that one, Patrick. It's because they can't find any kids that are smoking anymore.
No, in the Native American community, they actually do have pretty substantial cigarette smoking rates.
That's true.
Yeah, but it just seems to me like, again, even though FDA admitted 3 weeks ago that they are fully aware that kids are experimenters, and that kids are smart because they have poop detectors a mile wide, according to that young lady, that they've been gaslighting these kids this whole time.
Yep.
And that their tactics have not worked.
Except they don't gaslight on.
And they will tell the truth if it is directed at a one-on-one encounter.
If a child is brave enough to actually ask a question directly, they will answer them allegedly, honestly.
That's what she said. We will. But all of their messaging is prevention based. That's the word she used, prevention based, and not. They haven't spent any effort at all publicizing harm reduction, talking about relative risk comparatively between something that we know kills half the people that use it as it's intended, and something that is much safer. Like they can't,
Patrick.
They don't want to, because then it would throw their entire, last 10 years of gaslighting right into the public eye. Yeah, let's listen to just a little bit more of Dr. Califf here.
Is central to our agency's work. E-cigarettes remain the most commonly used tobacco product by youth, with more than 2 million U.S. middle school and high school students reporting current use last year. This greatly concerns me, not only as the FDA commissioner, but as a doctor, parent, and grandparent. Based on discussions with my 18-year-old grandkids who are graduating from high school this year, I'm worried about the magnitude of the youth vaping issue. Some of you might remember that I previously served as FDA commissioner, having been appointed by President Obama in 2016. But you might not know that before that, I was FDA's deputy commissioner for medical products and tobacco. In addition, I'm a cardiologist who worked in a busy practice in North Carolina. So I've seen firsthand the heart disease, cancer, and other suffering caused by the use of tobacco products. The suffering of people and their families when they can't breathe or have untreatable pain from cancer leaves an indelible impression on a doctor like me. Those illnesses typically develop over many years and affect adult smokers, but almost all adults who smoke first started using tobacco products before they were 18 years old. Almost 500,000 Americans will die from tobacco-related illnesses this year alone, and almost all of them started using tobacco products in their youth.
None have vaped.
And young people today, unlike when many of us were teenagers, are more likely to start using e-cigarettes rather than combusted cigarettes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I would much rather, I'll say it, I would much rather a kid vape a 95% safer e-cigarette than smoking.
This is the problem. It's defined as a tobacco product. They can say it's a tobacco product, and now they can use that with their correlation virus that they suffer from. It's all bullshit. Every bit of it's bullshit. So, Caleb can also kiss my ass.
We're going to do just a few seconds left of him before I shut him off.
Let me be clear. E-cigarettes are not harmless. E-cigarettes contain many harmful and potentially harmful constituents, and they contain nicotine, which creates cravings and often leads to addiction, making it difficult to quit.
What?
The craving comes from the alteration of the brain, leading to intense negative feelings until the craving is satisfied by another hit of nicotine. This was well known to tobacco companies going back 50 years, and now the concentration of nicotine in e-liquids has the same effect. Preventing young people from first trying e-cigarettes or from becoming regular users of e-cigarettes is a priority for FDA and consistent with our goal to protect public health. So we've made it a priority to protect our youth from the harms of e-cigarettes, both through regular...
What harms?
What protection? Well, it's impossible for them to get it, isn't it?
Well,
they're not old enough.
No, he.
Hi, Skip. Sneaking in here.
I mean, let's be fair, Kevin.
Okay.
Kids are going to do shit that they're not supposed to do. You started smoking when you were 3 years old, and you weren't supposed to get cigarettes then, but you did.
You can't prove it. You know, when I was 2, I blew into an ashtray and had to go to the ER. Yeah. Very dangerous. So Bob is another one I'm a couple times behind on telling him to kiss my ass. So the narrative is youth. The narrative is easy to describe when you combine it with the word tobacco. And there you have Bob being able to afford the wonderful bow tie that he's wearing.
It's not tied properly.
I was going to say
it's crooked.
It's jigger wonky, but
it's bigger on one side than the other.
Well, so is his head, but I digress. So, as long as they're worried about public health and they have tobacco products that are actually tobacco products in definition, and they can define something else as a tobacco product, like my battery.
So if I define Kevin as a douchebag,
a moronic douchebag,
that means from now on, Kevin is a moronic douchebag.
Yeah, it's got to be the moronic in front of
because I defined that.
That's correct. There you go.
Okay, just checking.
Are you done with fucktard over here?
Yeah. I saw Mallory just drop an 82 million number in the chat room.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be honest and say that there's absolutely no way in hell that that's an accurate number.
Let's pretend it's 15. Maybe.
In the United States, there's only 11.
Right. All right, maybe 15.
And that was the last realistic estimate. I've seen estimates as low as 9 million now.
I think Charlie had like 14.
But 2 million of those are kids.
So they don't count unless you're in a court of law. I forget where that line goes. I don't know. Are you old enough to smoke? No. Are you old enough to vape? No. But you can testify.
So, yeah, that's the wonderfulness of the FDA engaging with First Nations people. I prefer to use the First Nations label instead of getting stuck with the Native American or American Indian.
You know what that felt like? That felt like a corporate office providing information for all the managers to use for all their employees so they will comply with rhetoric in order to further the same exact fucking statements. That's all that seemed to be to me.
Yeah, I don't even know. They're saying GF. I have no idea what GF is.
Girlfriend? I don't know.
I don't know.
Global Forum? Maybe?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Something's been verified by GF. I have no idea what GF is.
What's GF, Rock?
I have no idea. As there is no possible way that the open vapor market can be measured, because there is no agency that records the sales of vaping products anywhere in the world that I know of. I know for a fact there's nobody doing it in the United States. Everything is just a guess. A guess.
Well, it's a cluster.
So you can't really verify a guess. It's an estimate. Yeah. Kevin, that's all of the links that I included in the show notes.
At this point, I'd like to take a moment to admonish you for not warning me about a fucktard coming on the screen in my face like that with a tie. In the future,
that was a surprise, wasn't it? Huh? That was a surprise, huh? I actually included a link to that in the.
You made me vape
in the show note.
This is your fault. I'm going to use, 102 milliliters this month. And what's the cranky old broad doing up this time of night? Where's she go?
She said something about getting called into work earlier than normal.
Oh.
Okay, so that Guy Bentley tweet is something that we actually covered without actually using the Guy Bentley tweet.
Yeah.
This is the same. I'm just going through all of the links that you procured.
We covered the American Cancer Lying Society.
Yeah.
And for a recap of that alone, these, Bob called them professional societies, have outed themselves. Now, if you can't take advantage of that, I don't know what to say.
And then Juka actually sent a link for something from 1991.
Juka. Oh, yeah, yeah. Pull that up. I think you'll find that interesting if you didn't look at it.
I didn't look at it.
I didn't think you had. I think you should just pull that right straight up on the Victor share screen on your own. Yes.
And then you could read it for me.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Then I got to bring it up. Okay, I can.
Because my eyes are tired.
This is
1991.
1991. Juka, I don't know for sure how he found this or where it came from exactly. And it's not long, and it is not in the notes, so Patrick will hopefully gracefully put it into the thing here. And I can't read it when you're moving, but they're predicting the nicotine use after the year 2000 in 1991. This is a forward-thinking thing, in my opinion, from the Lancet. And I forget who wrote it offhand.
It is an editorial. If I scroll,
somebody,
it's not signed.
It isn't signed.
No.
I was thinking it was somebody impotent. Anyway, cigarette smoking is regarded as a form of drug addiction, now regarded, after a landmark in this process was the 88 Surgeon General, who concluded that addiction to nicotine resembles addiction to drugs such as, resembles heroin, coke, alcohol. what distinguishes nicotine from other widely abused drugs is that its effects are subtle and do not cause socially disruptive intoxication, provoke violence, or impair performance. Yet deaths due to tobacco far outnumber the causes. Those caused by all other drugs. The paradox is that while people smoke for nicotine, they die mainly for Michael. It was Michael something. That's the quote. They mainly die from the tar and other unwanted components in the smoke. Why have governments persisted in allowing the manufacture, extensive advertising, and promotion of such lethally contaminated drug delivery systems as a cigarette, while putting so little pressure on the tobacco industry to develop more purified forms of nicotine delivery? Isn't that a great question, Patrick?
Yes.
The pressure for change has come instead from the pharmaceutical industry. I'm looking at you, Paul, Mr. Tic Tac. Driven by the research for more effective aids to smoking cessation. The initial development of nicotine chewing gum has now been followed by other products. Patches maintain stable blood nicotine concentrations. Inhalers mimic rapid absorption from cigarette smoking. 5 companies have patches in various stages of testing. Clinical use of such products is licensed in some countries. Others are going clinical trials. A nasal nicotine spray, lozenges, and a vapor puffer. See that? Vapor puffer. And they squashed this. You know that. You know
yes.
that part. And it was in the 60s and before that even.
Well, I wasn't born yet, but...
I know, me neither. But...
No, don't lie.
Although these replacement products are marketed as aids to stop smoking without further refinement, some may have potential for long-term use, and if permitted, might eventually replace tobacco on the open market. That's a hefty ending of a sentence. If permitted, like you have to have permission, it might eventually replace tobacco on the open market. I know, that's hard to swallow. If a strategy were adopted to sanction and encourage, hear that word, the use of purified nicotine products as substitutes for smoking, and at the same time impose stringent, we say reasonable, they said stringent, regulations on permissible, again, constituents of cigarette smoke, and progressively lower limits for deliveries of harmful components such as nitrosamines, oxides, tar, carbon monoxide, and the virtual elimination of smoking could become a more realistic health promotion target.
Wait. So, all right, let's revisit that run-on sentence there.
Purified nicotine products.
So we're gonna start here, and at the same time impose. Stringent regulations on permissible constituents of cigarette smoke, and progressively lower limits for delivery of harmful components such as nitrosamines and nitrogen oxides, as well as tar and carbon monoxide. The virtual elimination of smoking could become a more realistic health promotion target. So what they're saying is, if we created a cigarette that delivered lower amounts of harmful constituents.
Right.
So in 1991, Michael Russell,
thank you,
wrote this piece specifically talking about lowering the harmful constituents in cigarettes.
Right.
Not leave the harmful stuff and take away the nicotine.
Nope.
He is making suggestions to remove the TNSAs, the nitrogen oxides, the tar, make a way for it to produce lower levels of carbon monoxide, that we could virtually eliminate smoking, and that would be a more realistic health promotion target.
Right.
So even in 1991, he's thinking that we need to make a safer cigarette.
Way forward thinking.
Instead of a VLN.
Right.
And that was, I paused you just to point out that this guy, Christopher Russell, in 1991, is suggesting the opposite of a VLN.
Opposite of VLN, I'm assuming it may have been part of the next, I want to say the next cigarette, or the Viceries, or something that was safer. I can't remember the name of them. But either way, he had the vision that there were things that could be done to, including vaporizer, I can't remember the word he used exactly, but there were things going on, and the tobacco companies have probably had this technology forever, and they just went, we don't want to do that. But it's different technology 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, as of today. We're still in 72, really, 1972, in technology's side of the tobacco control world, because they still think the tobacco companies are evil and people don't. That's where we're at. I'm glad you did show this for these people. I hope they appreciate this.
And I did throw the link in the chat room. But yeah, obviously in 1991, this guy was forward thinking enough to go, hey, we need to make a cigarette that has less of the bad stuff.
Yeah. He didn't say
Less
stop
of the bad
nicotine
stuff.
use. He didn't say that. Imagine.
Now, Mark did produce something for us, some content for us this week. But by the time I got to actually click on it, I received this message from Twitter saying this page doesn't exist. And I had not gotten to the point where I could download it, because that's what I am in the habit now of downloading photographs, of downloading video, so that Mark's art does not get destroyed.
You know, although I didn't see a physical paper in his hand, I did see that he was mowing the lawn safely, and his head was still attached to him and everything. So.
Now there were two. There was one of the lovely Skip Murray with her headphones on, singing along and having a great old time at the computer.
She was a cranking old broad.
It looked like she was happy for once, but no, she even destroyed the evidence of that.
Oh my God, I love that.
It was awesome, and she had to destroy the fun.
This is our version of being kind, though.
What?
Because we love her. We love her. We love Skip.
Kind?
Yeah. I think she skipped out on us anyway.
Well, she's at work.
I know.
She's got work to do.
She's probably listening and taking notes so we can get her. Oh, there she is.
She destroyed the beautiful art of Mark before we could share it with our lovely friends.
Mark has a First Amendment right, does he not? I'm ignoring
and the fact of the matter is that she hid her phone in her car, and Mark just happened along to find it.
He was worried about her,
and then just to make sure that she didn't lose her phone, he put it back in her car so that she knew exactly where it was at. Now
you're married.
Now you're married. Everything is community property. Which yours is his, and what's his is yours.
But we love you, Skip.
But we also want Mark to be as creative as he can be in producing art, and you have You have gate kept his artistic endeavors.
Cranky old dancing is something I approve of.
I am not wrong.
Look at that shit-eating grin he's got on his face, Skip. I'd drive over there and slap him. Then bring food.
I have food. We have food.
Yeah, but she can cook stuff. Have you seen her pictures of food? On occasion, she will.
I'm making homemade meatloaf tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But all right, we went through all of the stuff.
We're all three shits.
Little shits or big shits?
Well,
or dumb shits?
Like Amber on a pillow shit, or just like a little dog doing it on the the carpet.
Just, I'm concerned. Proportionately.
All right, I got to get up in the morning for a garage sale anyway.
Garage sale?
It's
are you why are you selling your garage?
I'm trying to sell the kids shit so they can just leave.
You should sell all their stuff and buy them a grocery cart because they're going to need that in their future.
Well, big.
Ah.
Well, I appoint Patrick the big shit, and I'll be the little shit.
No.
And Mark's just there for peer pressure.
and I'm heartbroken that you have reduced Mark's freedom by taking away his ability to communicate with us. But I'm sure we'll get over it. But all right, Kevin, how do you say goodbye to our friends this week?
Watch for clear admissions to wrong, I guess, because I kind of was surprised that anybody would publish, because we're going to find it eventually. I didn't look at the date on the American Cancer thing, but they know what they're doing. They've admitted what they're doing, and now they're publishing what they're doing. So I encourage that research, and I encourage us to point it out.
They were congratulating themselves at how successful they were.
That's their take on what they did was illegally portrayed, in my opinion, but the fodder and the narrative stays the same for them no matter what. Just as we saw Dr. Bob, talk about his narrative. Here's what we're going to say. Here's how we're going to say it. Here's how it's supposed to be said. This is what we want you to do. Because we don't want youth doing shit. We're not going to do anything about them doing the shit, but we're going to complain about them doing shit because they still can. And they're going to. Because they're crafty little bastards, all of them. Logan's 3.5, and he's already crafty. Can't fool me yet, but he's gonna. Either way, pay attention to what they're saying and how they're saying it. Read between their lines, and then just say, "Oh, double plus good, thank you very much."
Yeah,
that's all. Use it to our advantage. They don't give it to us very often.
I just think we have to keep on keeping on. We've got to just keep doing what we're doing and just doing it more. We need to be louder. We need to be unforgiving and relentless because they're going to continue this. And now, like I said, they're bragging at how successful their brainwashing is. All this money that we've spent was worthwhile because we brainwashed this many people and changed their opinion on what is true and what isn't. So, Janine, there is a replay. It'll be as soon as we stop, it'll be there. But we do love you, Janine. But yeah, it's night time. And we will see you in 7 days. So keep up what you're doing, and we're going to continue to do our best to educate you guys, so that you can educate the morons that you interact with out in the world.
Tell us what you want to see.
We love you, and we're gonna see you in just 7 little short days. So bye. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, and don't have too much fun, but yeah, definitely have some fun. Bye.
I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.